We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome back to These Unprecedented Gays, your go-to podcast for all things queer, where we unpack the nuances of LGBTQ plus life in these unprecedented times. Did you check out his Instagram?
I did a deep dive, girl.
Oh, did you?
Girl, I went deep.
You went way back.
I kept scrolling and I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay. And then I was like, ooh, that's interesting. And then I was like, wait, I want to watch that. But I didn't know how to find it. So that's a question I actually do have.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
Yes.
And we started this episode off talking about our special guest, who is an actor, a director, a producer, a creator. I mean, he's doing it all.
That's like a 6-in-1, right?
I know. And so we have Joshua Schubart on the show. Thank you for joining us, Joshua.
Right.
Did I really?
Thank you for having me. Oh, yeah, you're the first person on Earth that has ever said it right the first time.
Oh, my God.
What do you get instead of the right pronunciation?
Schubart, which would be so much better because then I would own a theater. But
and you'd be classical, yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
my last name is Grinelli, and people used to call me Ghirardelli, and I was like, well, if I were
like the chocolate place?
Yeah, and I was like, if I were Ghirardelli, I obviously wouldn't be working similar. So I understand where you're coming from. I am also, well, I am not rich. You may be rich, so I don't want to assume your finances.
I am not rich. Don't worry.
Rich in spirit.
There you go.
Rich in spirit.
Mm-hmm. So before we get into our interview with Josh, we did want to go over one of our segments. So it's time for, but did she eat? Now, do you have one?
I have one.
Okay, what is it?
It's the, I don't know Chaperone, but I wanted to get your take on the canceling her shows.
Okay.
Like, because I've read mixed reviews.
So some people are saying that she's doing it because she was having to do rehearsals for the VMAs, which I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that she canceled these shows 4 days before. You spent all this money, and I'm like, I get it.
Did she reschedule them though?
She is rescheduling some of them. Yes.
Okay.
So the problem is that people are like, well, why are you going to do this when you just said you don't want to have that much fame and you want people to back off? And it's like, yeah, but it's still millions of people seeing her instead of 10,000. You know what I mean?
It's all about the Benjamin's baby.
Exactly.
I'm in between because I could see both sides because I was like, if I had purchased tickets to go was it in Europe?
It's in Europe. So it was two Berlin shows and one other one somewhere, yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's a travel tip for you. Get traveler's insurance.
Exactly.
In the event of a canceled whatever, you get your money back.
So, actually, Josh did a video with Chaperone. Are you a big Chaperone fan, Josh?
Oh, yeah. I'm huge into her right now. Unexpectedly, just kind of took over my entire Spotify for the past month or so. I fucking love her. Can I curse?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can. Don't worry.
We're E for what is it? Explicit.
We're E for explicit
and extra.
So I do find it interesting that.
Comment.
Go ahead.
No, go. No, you.
I just find it funny that a lot of straight guys are very into Chaperone right now, and she's this lesbian performer who dresses in drag when she's on, But I'm also I listen to her songs and I'm like, oh yeah, a straight guy would totally be into this.
Well, I can explain it because I was really confused, right? Because the first time that I heard Pink Pony Club, I was like, oh shit, this fucking song speaks to my soul. Why? And I just kept hearing it over and over again, and it's because it's about being yourself and your self-expression and total freedom and not giving a fuck about what anybody has to say, and nobody loves that more than a straight guy. So
oh my god, you are not wrong.
For me, Did She Eat is a lot of Mar.
Who?
Alana Mar. She's the rugby player from the Paris
Oh
Olympics.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I was
great.
like,
She's fucking
Is Alana Mar? I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Is a lot of Mar.
And I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm probably...
Wait, her name is Alana.
Alana?
And then Mar. Wait,
Right.
is she the rugby player?
Yes, I just...
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, because I'm connected. She's the one who has got a big social media presence after
Yes.
she was. Okay.
And she just did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover.
Get it, girl.
You know, for all the people who were like
Yeah, which is
transvestigating her.
fantastic.
Yeah,
She
and she
was-
looks amazing.
Was she getting?
She looks great.
Yeah, people were
Interesting.
transvestigating her during the Olympics. So,
Oh, man.
you know,
Well,
I would
okay.
because people don't understand like what an actual athlete looks like, and especially when you are a larger frame person. I'm a larger frame person. I have been large for my entire life. I've just lots of muscles, and I'm very tall. And she has lots of muscles, and she's very tall. And she talks constantly about her BMI and how everyone brings up how she's like obese or morbidly obese according to her BMI, and I am too. And it's really interesting that like some human beings are just built that way, and for whatever reason, when people like us hit that spotlight, they can't figure it the fuck out. They don't understand because it's not quote unquote normative or a thing that we've ever seen before. So I love that she is on the cover, and yeah, she absolutely ate. She's doing fucking amazing stuff.
Yes.
Also, I'd like to point out to our viewers that I just learned that the BMI index was created at the same time that like people were still using cocaine to treat illnesses. So take it for what you will. Okay, take it for what you will.
That's perfect science.
I mean, maybe they should start
Perfect
using
episode.
cocaine to treat things again.
They should start using cocaine to treat things.
I would be afraid of that. So was it her being on the cover?
Yeah, she was on the cover of the
ate it
swimsuit
up?
issue.
Okay.
She did some inside shoots. She also had a wardrobe malfunction during the shoot, and she was greeting people. So she had her hand over her breast, and she's just like, "I have my tit out. This is just how I greet everyone now."
So she was. It was a breast to cuppeth.
Yes,
And then a hand to shaketh.
yes, exactly.
Maybe I should start greeting people like that. Nice to meet you.
Maybe we all should. You know.
Yeah. It's like the Pledge of Allegiance: a hand on your heart, but hand a cup of the titty. There you go.
So, all right. So, Joe, how was your week?
Well, we had the whatever holiday we just had.
Labor
I
Day.
never remember. Memorial Day, holiday, Labor Day,
Yes.
Merry Christmas. And we went to a couple barbecues. Yours wasn't a barbecue, but I'm calling it a barbecue because that's what you do on Labor Day. But we were in Mount Helix for a little pool thingy. And then we had not a pool party. What would you call it? Just like a
A
shindig?
get together.
Yeah. The secret of Paul and Andy's like apartment complex is like go on the actual holidays instead of the day before.
Right.
Because like it wasn't bad. We went on the actual like Monday, and we had oh my god, what was it? Basilisk cheesecake.
So Andy made a Basque cheesecake. I don't know if you know what that is, Josh,
Basque.
or our listeners. So a
What is
Basque.
that?
A Basque cheesecake is from the
Basilisk is
region
from
of Spain,
Harry Potter.
and it has, I know, right? It's a basilisk.
Oh my god, girl. Oh jeez.
But it's actually a crustless cheesecake.
It was good.
And, it's made with a lot of cream cheese, a little bit of flour and stuff. So, and it usually looks kind of burnt on the
was
top.
so good.
But that's because it's like, it has to be cooked at a really high temperature to kind of make that outside crust up so that it holds the inside together. But it's really good, really rich, really creamy.
That's what I had for breakfast today. Because here's my favorite part about being friends with Paul and Andy is that they'll like do little treats and then like I bring it home and Nick, my boyfriend, usually never remembers to eat them. So I will usually have them the next morning for breakfast because I'm like, oh, I don't have anything for breakfast. So naturally it's like obviously a chocolate chip cookie or some cheesecake or focaccia bread. And it was like, you guys are like constantly feeding me when I forget to feed myself. And I feel so taken care of. Like I know they sent us home with a big ass piece of cheesecake that was supposed to be for two. And so that was my breakfast.
Or Joe.
Well, and Steve, we have Steve still, so I don't know if I'm going to eat his or give him his. So, lots of relaxing, and then it's been really warm in San Diego, and I will say that, like, with obviously California privilege, because warm in Southern California is not at all like warm anywhere else in the
Or
States.
like warm in New York.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it's like over there yet.
Yeah, warm in New York is like your like an asshole falls out of your body hot. So,
Oh.
like, it's great.
It's swamp.
I was
it's
gonna-
swamp ass weather.
It's
I was gonna
Yes.
ask, yeah, what part of the city are you in?
I'm actually out on Long Island.
Oh, okay.
I moved out here 13 years ago when I
Nice.
got married to have a family, and we like wanted to raise our kids with like a yard, and we were like really close to the beach and all that stuff. You know, we both grew up in nature, so we just want and we know a lot of people that did not, and it's not like they're weird. It's just they don't have the same appreciation for nature. So
Man.
we just wanted to make sure that happened. You know,
Because I was gonna say, like, I mean, I was gonna be like, are you in LA? Are you in New York? So now I know. Well,
Long Island.
Long Island. Oh my God, have you met Terry
Long Island.
Terry Caputo?
Terry Caputo.
No,
I just got to see the Long Island
oh my
video.
God, what's her name? Teresa. Have you met
Teresa
Teresa Caputo? Has she read your
I
your
haven't.
whatever? Oh my God.
No,
I assume
I
everyone
haven't.
in New York and Long Island knows her.
She's the Long Island medium. He's like the Long Island
oh
extra
no,
large.
I know who she is. And I know where she's from in the like area. I will never go near her.
We'll have to deep
I
dive
know.
into that.
I'm going to put a pin in that and
Oh
get
my
to that.
God. I mean, she might be fake, but whatever.
Sure,
So, there you go. And your
My week
week?
was like, you know, boring. And of course, we did the thing on, on Labor Day, and Andy baked all weekend, so I kind of just like sat on my phone and played video games. So it's like that's usually what I do.
What video games are you playing nowadays?
yeah.
It's on
What
my
are you
phone.
playing?
This is the hard-hitting journalism.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, what are you
You're like-
playing? What
You're like Candy Crush.
No, it's a one called Merge Town.
Oh.
So it's like you have to merge these
Oh.
things together and create things. And then I also play Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Okay.
So with all the different superheroes and stuff.
What was
like,
the one
I'm a
that
nerd.
the like gangster one? Didn't you do a gangster one?
I did. It was like Idol Mafia, and I stopped
The
playing
mob.
that
Oh,
one.
that's right. Because it was in-app purchases, right?
Right. Well,
Oh.
and our daughter and her boyfriend were over, and they're going to Japan. So I was like, "Hey, when you're there, I need you to look for Capcom Marvel vs. Capcom: The Ultimate Fighting Collection because it's coming out supposedly this year. But Japan always gets everything right away. It's supposed to. They have the release date at the end of the year, but it's like I'm excited because it has Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Punisher, like a ton of shit on it, and I'm like, I can't
That's
wait.
awesome.
Because I gotta play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's like my favorite fighting game of all time.
Is that the one
Me
where
too.
the
Oh my
arcade
God, I used to
games?
play that all the time in the
Yeah.
arcade. Yeah, man. Like,
That's
Yeah.
the one where it
people-
has the button mashing.
Yeah, you just do a lot of
Yeah.
button mashing, and some of the and the characters are OP, so they're like overpowered. So
Oh,
like
overpowered.
Cable, yeah, like Cable, Shumagora.
Is there the one? Is that the one where it's like the mummy guy?
No, that's Darkstalkers.
There, because I know that like there was. Oh, maybe it was more like a DC. I don't remember.
No,
or maybe it was
there's a
Mortal
mummy-
Kombat.
There's a mummy guy in Marvel vs. SNK.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
because-
have no idea. I always pick the girl. Like the girl with the big boobs in very minimal clothing because she is strong.
Chun-Li, Cammy.
Hold on, I need to look this up.
Was she a vampire type of character?
Oh.
Because that's an SNK character too.
Yeah, because Darkstalkers has the vampire one with that she like spikes out of her wings and stuff.
Yeah,
Is that
and
the-
she
yeah.
has huge boobs, and she's wearing basically like lingerie.
That's my favorite because she's super fast.
I just pick the girl with the big
So
boobs.
that was it. You know, just waiting for them to so that when they go to Japan, they're gonna check for me and bring it back if they can. So.
I wanna go
like
to
a
Japan
physical?
So bad.
I do too, and they're going with his family, and they're gonna go to Japan, and they're gonna go to the Philippines.
Oh.
That's cool.
So I'm like, go and have some, the octopus balls, Not
In
like
Japan?
not balls from the octopus, but they take octopus and make them
Yeah,
into little
yeah,
balls.
Do they? Is it like cut up or is it like a deep fried octopus?
It's cut up octopus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deep fried.
Deep fried.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a croquette? Is it like a croquette?
There's a special pan
Croquette.
that you make it, and then it's like it's like a ball almost, and then it gets like a lot of toppings and stuff, and it's delicious. And it's like
So is it
it
basically
breaded?
calamari? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
it's just like chopped up in like a batter.
We're gonna have to have you.
It's
make
almost
this
like a fritter.
for it. Okay.
So it is breaded because you said battered.
Yeah, so it's like a batter, like a breaded kind of thing. It's like has octopus pieces in it. So yeah.
I'm okay with that.
It's-
Is there a sauce that goes with
Yes.
it? Okay. I love a
So
sauce.
anyway, all right. So that means it's time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. Okay, so Josh, is there anything that's giving you life this week? Is there anything that
Yes.
you're obsessed with? What is it?
Yeah, so I've been making a lot of it's a new thing, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I've been making a lot of sourdough bread.
Oh, how old is your starter?
That's a very personal question.
It's so what I recently found out is that no matter how old it is, it renews itself every 3 days. So if anyone
Right.
says that they have like a 100-year-old starter, it's not true.
So, like, how often do you feed it?
Yeah. Every time
You
that
are-
I use it,
Okay.
Are you making bread every day?
every time that I use it, not like every day, but like every other day or like every couple of days. We like to. It's the only bread that we use in the house anymore. Just because I can make it, and my wife was making it first, and then I got kind of inebriated and was like, I'm gonna make the bread, and then I made the bread. And it turned out better than any loaf that she had ever made. So she was like, "No, fine, you're gonna make the fucking bread now."
Oh my god, no.
So he's the breadwinner.
I was gonna make that joke. Yeah. Oh no. And now you're stuck with it. Well, but you enjoy it?
Yeah, so it's cool. Like I kind of go. It's so soothing and like it like turns your brain off. You get to do something, and it takes time and effort. And if you fuck it up, you totally fuck it up. So it's a thing that you really have to focus on, which I really love. And you're also making food that feeds people around you. So it's really satisfying to watch people eat it and enjoy it, and to know that it's made with like 3 ingredients and that's it. So it's nice.
Organic.
Nice.
Yeah.
So have you ever made have you ever taken some of that
How?
starter and made like a little pancake out of it?
Yeah. Yes, which is good.
Yeah, with the
Have
little
you ever done that?
and with the scallions and stuff. It creates like a little pancake, and it's so
like
delicious.
a latke, but not a potato?
Yes.
Oh.
So, what are you obsessed with, Joe?
So I forgot about this because I found this guy on Spotify from Instagram, and it's an artist, and I'm going to describe his sound as like Troye Sivan, right? So this guy popped up on my For You Instagram section or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cute, right? I listened to his music, and the cool part is he's a trans man breaking out in the music industry.
Okay.
And like, I don't think that I've ever encountered that yet in the music space, and I was like, this is really cool, and the music is really cool because it's like an 80s synthy vibe sort of thing.
Okay.
Like I'm saying like Troye Sivan, like early Troye Sivan. He's got like a couple songs out, I think like an EP. His name is Jasper.
Okay.
And I highly recommend it. So it's Jasper, Jasper. Cool, like if you want to support like the community and also just like kind of, you know, bridge the gap between like different industries. I was like, this is really cool. And I was like, look at me being like learning music stuff. I pulled a you.
I know.
Because I don't do music. And I was like, oh, who's this? This is fun.
And that's it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. So I am obsessed with my new shirts because...
Is this one of them?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
I got shirts made for the Uncanny Experience.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's okay.
The Uncanny Experience is an interactive, immersive X-Men sort of like convention cosplayer kind of thing. And it happens in Minneapolis. And I am doing a thing called Debate Club. So where people could talk about their different things that they're interested in. So I have a couple of topics. One is like, are there too many telepaths? Is Wolverine overused and overhyped?
Oh.
And the Krakoan era is the best era. So like, if you are into X-Men, I am. So-
Hard-hitting journalism questions right there. What is the meaning of life? Is Wolverine
Dude,
overused?
that is the coolest shit ever. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm a huge nerd, so like that's fucking awesome. That's so cool.
Go to his convention in
Minneapolis.
in the end of the month, right?
At the end of the month, yeah.
There
So,
you go.
I'm
You're close to
excited.
Minneapolis. It's just a little.
Hopping, skipping a jump.
I don't know
Yeah.
how long the plane takes to get there, but I'm assuming it's less than 5 hours.
Okay.
I
So
think it might be 5 hours.
No,
exactly.
from Long
I think so,
Island.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
because
I would go to JFK, sir. I would go into the city.
right. Because nobody
I
flies out
don't
of Long
fly
Island.
from Long Island.
Is there an airport in Long Island?
There's only ghosts in Long Island.
Oh,
Yes, there is.
I have. Wait, you're from Long Island, but do you say like you're a boss? Because my friend Katie's from Long
So-
Island.
So I
She
used to have a
says
very
that.
terrible accent, but I went to acting school and I had it beaten out of me by all my voice teachers.
Okay.
So I can pull it out when I need to, or if I am
Yeah,
drunk.
you can.
But
Oh.
most
Yeah,
of
you
the
will.
time, but most of the time, I just sound like this.
It's not a bad sound. You have a very, very soothing. I feel like I would love for you to like read me a story before bed.
He
right?
does. He's the
Where
voice
it's-
on some audibles.
Right. Where it's like it's very deep and like rumbly,
Oh.
but like it soothes you. It's like white Morgan Freeman.
He can do that. Like he can do that sleep app. You know the one that what's
All
his
right.
name? All right.
I'll take that.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey does.
Yeah, no, you have a beautiful voice.
It's a nice
Thank
baritone.
you.
We like it.
Yes.
Okay, so to all of our listeners, I introduced Josh Schubart. He was Frank on The Tick, not the 2001 one with Patrick Warburton or the
He's
animated
not
one.
old enough to be in that
No,
one.
it was in the 2016 Amazon Prime show that ran for 3 seasons.
2
Four
seasons.
2 seasons, okay. And you also created your own series called After. And but yeah, just like if you could just give our listeners a little rundown of who you are and stuff, if you could.
Sure. Hi, I am Joshua Schubart. I'm an actor, writer, producer, stage combatant, director, audiobook narrator, and nerd guy. I've been acting since I was in my early teens. I work frequently at the Metropolitan Opera, where I do a lot of their hand-to-hand combat and sword fighting work. And I create my own work constantly. I'm married. I have a daughter, and I have another on the way. She'll be here at the end of January.
Congrats.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my gosh.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome.
And that's me in a quick nutshell. Yeah.
So, okay, so if you guys haven't been to his Instagram, please go to his Instagram.
Yeah.
It's Joshua Schubart. But, like, he is 6'2". I don't think he's in finance. You know, he's a very good-looking guy. He's been getting a lot of followers in Moss lately.
I have been.
In Moss.
In
And what do
Mass,
you-
yeah, a lot
What do you
of-
think that
yes.
is? Why do you think that is?
Oh, it's the gays. The gays have found me.
Oh, we
The gays
do.
have come.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I will say that's why I started following him. I'm like, oh, this is totally my type.
Josh's mother.
and not only that, but I saw the clip from with
Yeah.
Ivan on. There was like a clip of him playing a character named Ivan on the beach, and I was like, oh, hello. And then,
Yeah.
and then there was the
That,
scene.
blew
I
up
think
so intensely. Like, so.
And then I think there was
Yeah,
this.
so that's from an indie show,
Is it? Which one?
but it's a show called Sideways Smile, and it's a queer show that was produced by queer people, shot by queer people.
Nice.
One of my close friends, Hagen Chen, is one of the producers, and they brought me on to play that role, which was a Russian guy whose kink was to have raw eggs thrown at him in a Speedo on the beach. And while it is extremely funny and very disgusting, those clips have drawn in some intensely
I can't imagine.
opinionated folks.
So,
Yeah.
So the other one was I think it was from a clip from After, and
When he's naked.
when he's in the shower, and he's like calling his roommate to come shave his back, and we're all like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hello."
The comedy, like, that's what I really enjoyed going through your Instagram. It's like, that is my comedy. Like, and I tried to find, and this is where you'll tell me eventually, but like, I really wanted to watch the show, and I was like, this is my kind of show, because the comedy and just like the timing of everything, and that seems to be very like on brand with what you've kind of produced and been a part of. So I thought that was hilarious too. And it's probably just people who want to see you naked, and then also people who find you funny.
I feel like it's kind of it goes hand in glove, right? Like the more popular you become, the more people want to see you naked. I've found.
Yeah. Not a bad thing, right? Then you can start monetizing it.
Well, and I kind of thought it was like the gays, because he put because you had posted a thing on your story like, "Hey, asking about my genitalia and then also sending me explicit photos is not okay." And I'm like, "Oh, that's the gays. Why can't they ever just act right?"
Nope. And we wonder why homophobia
I mean, like
exists.
99.9. But so the thing is like, yes, some guys can take that out of context or whatever, and it's just lack of understanding and a lack of education on what the community actually is. And there are people that are very out of fucking pocket, but I'm a gigantic ally. I have a pride flag on my house. My
Nice.
younger brother's gay. Like, I have been immersed in the community for most of my life. I mean, I'm an actor. Like,
Right.
80% of us are fucking gay. Like, how am I not going to learn about everybody, right? So I'm happy to talk to people and interact and have fun, but someone asked me if I was circumcised or not, and then apologized for asking. Like it's like, I'm cool. I'll talk about whatever, and I'll have fun and shit. But like, back the fuck up. Like, please, just a little bit.
Yeah. And that's when you get to like delete the comment, right? Or like, don't accept the
follow,
the DM or something. Because we were talking about this past week, and it was like, if you're, and I don't have a mass following on Instagram, so this doesn't happen to me, but like, I have also like sent a DM to someone with a mass following, and it gives you like this message, and it was like, they'll see this if they accept it. So like, you get to filter through them, but you have to like see what they like sent it to you, right? Like, if you want to accept it or not, or like, do you just say here's a new person?
Which is the issue, yeah.
Oh man.
So I check a lot because there's a lot of people that know me from TV and like specifically from the Tick, and I really want to interact with those fans because they're me. Like, I'm a fan. I love Marvel. I love comic books. I love the Tick. Like, I watched all of the other iterations. It was a huge honor for me to be on the show. And I think, like, what would I have wanted if I was a fan of a person on one of these shows? So I look through, and I try really hard to interact with people that want to interact with me in a positive way, right? Like, I wouldn't have been on this show if I hadn't looked at my messages and saw that you wanted to have me on, right? So
True.
but I do have to wade through a bunch of dicks
Oh my god.
in order to find
Figuratively and literally.
If you just want to forward them to
Yeah.
us, well,
That's all Paul. You can all send them to Paul.
So
Yeah.
tell us, what was it about acting and what got you into acting?
Especially in teens, because that was my question. Like, how long have you been in it? And it seems a long time.
Yeah, so I'll do this like abbreviated, but like I was homeless when I was younger, like in my early teens, and I got into foster care, and my foster parents put me into Catholic school, which was a wild change. You know, like I had just come off the streets, and I was like an after school special. I was like doing a lot of drugs. I was hanging out with the wrong folks. I was doing all the wrong shit, right? And for whatever reason, there was an announcement for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I also had a debilitating stutter. I could not speak more than 2 to 3 words at a time in a row. And I walked on stage, and I could quite literally speak in complete sentences for the first time since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And literally from that moment, I was like, shit, this is fucking it. Like, I have to figure out how to do this. Like, if this is that transformative for me, then I need to do it. And so I was 13. I was 13 when that happened. And I was also on the football team at the same time, you know, like, because I was trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Mm-hmm. And I remember I went to football practice, and I was like, Coach, I have to quit the team. And they're like, no, why? Look at you. You're gigantic. Like, you can't quit the team. And I was like, listen, Coach, I'm really sorry, but I have to go sing and dance. And
I've got to sing.
Oh my god. I love
gotta
that.
sing and dance. I have to
my
go
God, that's
spin
the
around.
best. And twirl.
So what did you play in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
I was Reuben.
Oh,
I was the eldest of the children of Israel.
okay. I thought you were the Dreamcoat.
I've never seen it.
Thank you. No, you've never seen Joseph?
I know. I'm a really bad homosexual in terms of like seeing things and like the like movies and the plays and the Jell-O pudding and all of the things.
He's probably not even seen The Tick, which I want to slap him
Listen.
across the face.
I tried to do some investigation last night and watch it. Did you know Amazon has ads now?
Yes.
So I will support
it's
you,
bullshit.
but I'm not paying. I think it's $3 to get rid of ads because I was like, all right, where is he? I want to find him, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I tried to close it, and then the browser wasn't working, and then I was like, fuck you, Amazon. But also, like, I have an Amazon problem, so maybe don't. But I will still support you in that capacity.
So, what was your first job as an actor?
My first paying job was a local Long Island Shakespeare Festival where I was playing 3 roles in Taming of the Shrew, and I was understudying the lead. And you're your own crew, so you break down and put the sets up, and you put on your own costumes and store your own costumes. And it paid, I think it paid like $300 a week, but I was very happy to have it. Yeah.
Hey, money's money, right?
Yeah.
And then, how did you land the Tick job?
So my manager and I, her name is Ingrid French, and we've been working together for almost 10 years now. And in the beginning of our time together, we set down a very specific plan that we wanted to achieve. One of them was like superhero stuff. And so she was constantly on trying to get me into something that was like that. So this was a show that was a Target show, but I didn't even know that it was the Tick when I got the audition. I thought it was like a code name because they usually do that. And I didn't know that I was auditioning for the Tick until I was done auditioning for the Tick. And they were like, okay, great. So, you know, this is the Tick, like the superhero, and I was like, the fucking blue guy, like the blue guy with the antenna on his head. They're like, yeah, it's the Tick. And I was like, wow, can I do this one more time? Like, can I go to take? Because if I knew it, and she was like, yeah, sure. And then I did another take with like the vibe of the show, and then I literally left, and there's a big long elevator, and it's like 20 floors down for this specific casting office, and I wept the whole way down this elevator, because like this was a thing like so special to me. And then the elevator doors open, and I'm just like bawling like a child, and there's people that don't know what the fuck's going on, and I'm like, I'm fine, just don't look at me, I'm fine. And I just like walked back out. But and then I didn't hear anything, because you usually don't hear anything for a while, and then it was like I got pinned. Pinned means that you're in the mix and they like you, but they don't know if they're gonna change the specs of the character, blah blah blah. So I was pinned, and then a couple days later I was booked, and I went to set, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's a pretty. I mean, you got a pretty cool, not track record. Like, what is it called when you're an actor?
Trajectory?
No. Like list of stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. Resume, if you will. Like, I don't know the like acting terms of resume. Yeah. You got an impressive IMDb. We'll call it that, right?
Thank you. Yeah. So it's my credits. Yeah.
See, I knew you would know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's like you're in this industry. Oh my god.
So we talked about the series that you created called After. Mm-hmm. So what made you want to create this? Yeah. And then how did you come up with it and the story and everything?
Sure. So when I make stuff, I write for me in the lead roles, and they're in the industry. It's changing now, and it was changing a lot because of Louis C.K. until he masturbated in front of all those people and just ruined everything for large guys everywhere. But large men are generally like made fun of in the industry, or we rape you or beat you up, or shit like that. And so I try to write stuff for larger people where we're allowed to have a rich emotional life, and we're allowed to be in love, and we're allowed to exist in a space that is like in actual reality, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the story actually came about because it's about a young widower who has to move back home and tries to get back into the dating game. When I got married, I was walking away from the altar. We had just done all the vows and blah blah, and I thought, like, very quickly in my head, like, holy shit, what the fuck am I going to do if you die, right? Like, not in like a weird way, mm-hmm. but you have just become one of the most important things in my life. I don't, like, what would happen if you weren't around anymore? And that just kept permeating in my mind for weeks and weeks and weeks after the wedding, until I was like, I got to write this down. I obviously I need to like work through this. Like it's a fear of mine. It's a fear, so I need to write it down and see what the fuck. And then I literally sat down and wrote the whole series in like 3.5 weeks.
Wow.
And then went on the road of that's kind of how it happens with me when I write. I like get this. It's like I'm being haunted by whatever idea I have, and I have to get it out of me. I have to get it out,
How long? So from idea to inception to filming to like production, how long did that take? Because I have no concept of that. I know it takes a while.
Time is a man-made construct.
Correct.
It is. So with After, it happened, I guess, fairly quickly. Like, it happened within a year of me writing it.
Wow.
I got together with couple of my friends, Olivia Baptista and Tegan Kuritz. They're both in the show also. Tegan plays my wife who had passed, and my friend Olivia plays my new love interest. And we ripped the scripts apart, put them back together, tried to make them better, more culturally relevant, more of the now and the times. And we went about trying to acquire funding, and we met with a couple of people. Tegan knew some folks, I knew some folks, and we raised the money. And then we hired everybody and cast everybody and shot it all in 18 days, which was fucking nuts. But yeah,
holy
moly.
It
was a quick shoot.
Because it's how many episodes?
Yeah. I think now it's 8, but it was originally 12.
Wow.
Okay.
So 8. Is that a quick shoot? I have no idea. Because that seems fast.
It was very fast. It was very ambitious. We did it. We were trying to pay everybody fairly, so our budget didn't go as far as it potentially could have. Whenever I make anything, just because I'm an actor too, I try to pay people a living wage. So
shocker.
A lot of people don't. Shocker, I know, right? But a lot of people don't, and they get away with it, especially in the indie world. Like, hey, we're gonna make an amazing piece of art, and that may be true, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, if your shit's awesome and it sells, none of your artists get any of that money.
Yeah.
So you got to be fair. You got to be fair to people.
So you talked about you and your manager having a list of things that you wanted to do in your career. What is there anything that's left on there that you haven't done yet that you would really love to do?
Yes, I would like to lead a TV show for a major TV show. There are some things in the works that are not official yet. They're not even pre-official. It's just me speaking to people right now that I can't talk about, but hopefully it'll happen. And then I just want to keep making good stuff. I just want to keep making great movies. I did a push to be in the Fantastic Four, I will say. I shot a short film. It was called the Transformation of Ben Grimm, and my manager pushed the goddamn out of me for over a year with it.
Wow.
So Marvel apparently does know who I am. I have auditioned for them quite a bit, which is nice. And I can only say that because the shit that I've auditioned for has already come out, so my NDAs are over.
Okay.
You're out of contract, so no one can sue you.
Yes.
So, who else in Marvel would you like to play? Are there characters besides Ben Grimm that you would love to...
Yes. If the MCU does actually do Venom, I'd like very much to play Venom.
Ooh.
I don't know if they'll do Eddie Brock again, but, I could see my way into, a Toxin also, something like that. I would love to play one of the symbiotes. It's just the layers and being able to play two characters at the same time. And also, specifically Eddie Brock. I know in the beginning he was just an idiot muscle bruiser, but what he becomes over time is just this beautiful anti-hero, always almost to the point of going absolutely fucking mad, and it's just a fun thing that I love to do. Venom.
Did Venom... There is a Venom, if I'm not mistaken, with that one guy, but is that Sony?
That's Sony, yes.
Okay, so is it similar to the MCU needs to
Well, they're trying to now integrate the Sony universe into the MCU, so they may end up there's always a chance that they can reboot Venom as into the MCU. Yeah. I can also see you be Carnage or any of those other symbiote ones. But I do have a list of ones that I thought you could play in the MCU if they ever wanted to bring these characters in. So here's my list. All right.
Oh,
so
hell
first
yeah.
off,
Fuck yeah.
okay, so I have D-Man, Demolition Man from the Avengers. I think it'd be a great one for that, especially with your background and being homeless.
Okay.
That would actually be cool because he's homeless in the comic books. There's Hercules. I think it'd be great for him. Thunderstrike. I thought it'd be cool to like another kind of Thor character. Ares, the God of War.
Oh.
And my last one is a deep cut Alpha Flight X-Men one, but it's Madison Jeffries, who's a technopath. But I'm like, he's kind of tall and good looking and stuff. So I thought, oh, that'd be a good fit for him. That's my list. So Marvel, if anybody from Marvel is out there listening, go ahead and see what you can do with that list.
That's me. Yeah.
And that's not X-Men, right? Like,
Well,
is X-Men going to be
Madison
Marvel?
Madison Jeffries is X-Men based, and all the other ones are more Avengers kind of based.
Because X-Men is not Marvel, is it?
No.
It's DC?
Well, I mean, no, it's Marvel, but it's not MCU
X-Men's
right
Marvel.
now. Yeah, it's Marvel, but not MCU
I'm
just
surprised
yet.
they're not doing that. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't taken that on because there's such a big untapped
They
market.
are, but they have to bring mutants in because they don't have their... Sony owns the rights to the word mutants within the MCU.
Oh.
Or Fox. Or one
Which
of
is the one that is the professor guy?
those. That's X-Men.
Right. And then there's the Magneto. That's X-Men
Correct,
as well?
yes.
Okay.
So it was Fox. Fox owned the X-Men
There you go.
properties, but when Disney acquired all the Fox properties, they got the X-Men back. So they'll be integrating them in. Like Deadpool and Wolverine was like the first step of that.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I would love to see who plays Storm.
Oh my god, there's been so many that have played Storm.
Halle Berry.
I don't think you could. Not that I don't think you don't have the range, but
It could be a gender bending Storm, and it could be like, I don't know, 2025 version.
he could be Hurricane.
Ooh. See, I'm down for that.
Hurricanes.
You could rock a nice like a gray updo.
So, are there any directors?
I mean, Storm is African.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's that.
Which you are not. Yeah.
So, are there any directors
No, not
that
at
you
all.
would love?
Oh yeah, Taika Waititi, Greta Gerwig, Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Jordan Peele. There's so many. I'd love to work with one of the Halfeti brothers, or both of them. I'd love to work with Jon Favreau. I'd love to do a Star Wars. I'd love to do any of that stuff. I do great in Star Wars. I would love to be in fucking Star Wars, guys. Holy shit.
You get into Star Wars with Disney and you're set. There you go. You're like
Just
Kylo
get
Ren
into
or
everything.
whatever.
They just put you in all, yeah.
Yes.
They put you in all their shit. They're like, oh, you're in this thing? Oh, you could be spaceman guy and blah blah blah.
Yes.
You can be in an animated film, you can be in a Marvel doodle. Yeah.
And you have you have the perfect voice for animated as well as like real life. You know what I mean? So you could easily pivot from like regular movie, I don't know, like to like animated movie. I am a aficionado of film. Whatever, like real life movie versus like comic, right?
I would love to see what a Greta Gerwig superhero movie looks like.
Ooh, same.
I would love that. Like, I would, because I thought Lady Bird was going to be a superhero movie. Then I was like, oh, it's not.
Wait, Lady Bird, wasn't that a drama?
It was like
it's about a girl who hates her mom. Yes, it is.
Oh.
It's what it's about.
I just thought it was going to be about a woman with wings, and she realizes that she could stop crime. So her code name is Lady Bird.
That'll be Greta's next one. That's not the one that Emma Stone was in, right?
No.
Okay.
All right. So now that you've gotten, you've seen a huge jump in your social media following, you have to create content. Like, how much time do you spend creating content for your social media?
I've just been recutting all of my past work into the Instagram
Smart.
thing, like that like the algorithm likes to see. And then if people ask me questions, I answer them. I'm not, I'm not like a social media content creator in the traditional sense. I'm just trying to showcase my work, and people showed up. So I'm more of like a people person. So I would say that most of my like created content is me answering questions or interacting with people, and it has gotten a little bit more hard to do just because most people that are leaving comments are just telling me that I'm hot all the time now. So I can't. I don't have any good, I can't just keep saying thank you in a fucking video over and over again. Like I can't do that. Like just someone say something.
Thank you so much for calling me hot. This is to address all of the comments I've been getting about my hotness. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, you're getting called hot again.
Oh man.
It's so hard for you.
Well, I mean, I feel I'm not that, but like I feel like for you, you're trying to have this platform to really show all of the work that you've done. It's creative, right? And you want people to see all of that work. And then if it's just like, oh, you're hot, you're like, well, yeah, but like, have you seen my art? Have you seen my work? Have you seen all this other cool stuff I do? Maybe it's their avenue into it.
I mean, no, that's absolutely their way in, and I'm not like being like, oh no, people think I'm attractive, that's not what I'm saying. It's just new, guys. It's brand new. It's not that I think I'm unattractive. It's just this is the first time ever that people en masse have been shouting it in my face for months at a time. It's been a touch overwhelming. I'm very appreciative of it. And when I do like Q&As, I get some guys asking me very loaded questions. Like they wanna. I keep getting asked like, how do I feel about it? And like, how do you feel about all of this male attention? And I just keep answering, and I'm answering honestly. Like, no one is more critical of the way people look than men. So thank you for the compliments. But I don't know what answer you're looking for either. Like, are you looking for me to be like, shut the fuck up, get away from me, like, stop talking to me? Like, are you trying to are you trying to make me fuck up? Are you trying to make me say something inappropriate or wrong? Like, what is the purpose? Like, are you it feels like I'm getting shit tested a lot, and I don't understand why I am. But that's fine too. It's just all new, and it's things that I've encountered out in the world. It's just it's the internet, so now it's a lot, and it's all at once, which is still fine. I'm not saying that it's I'm not harrowed by it. I don't walk around my home all these boys and men are ruining my life. It's not like. It's not like, oh, these gays are trying to kill me.
Yes.
He's just walking around. His wife says something. He's like, look, I've been called handsome 15,000 times today. Why don't you just... So how do you stay motivated doing, in this career that you've chosen?
I agree. It's a hard thing to stay motivated in. But I will say, for me, just because of how I found it and how it changed my life in that way, I will say, never wanting to eat out of a dumpster again is a huge motivator. Having lived in that way and knowing that type of life, and also being well past the other side and seeing some great and wonderful success, and being married and having a kid, and with a new baby on the way, you don't have a choice. Like, I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and I said, like, when I don't feel like doing it, or I'm feeling unmotivated, I know that that's my moment to push forward and to just push through it and try harder than I normally do. Because it's just me trying to slow down when I don't need to. Like, I don't need to correct my course. Things are working. I don't need to reevaluate. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I'm just a little bit tired, and it's okay to be tired. But if you're trying to stop because you're tired, push through, find time for yourself to rest and to take a little break, but not when it's in the middle of the workday, or like when you need to be doing emails or speaking to people, or working on your craft, or doing an audition. Like, I'm doing this now, and I have to go do an audition when we're done, and I don't want to, but I'm going to.
At this late? Is it like an in-person audition?
No, so it's mostly tapes. This one is actually for animation, so I'll be in my audio booth. It's for Nickelodeon, for like a cool thing for them.
Oh my god, yes. See, perfect voice for it. I'm telling you, you have a face for film and a voice for radio. That's not the no.
I thought you were gonna say it the other way.
And I made sure. Because I was like,
I thought you were gonna say it too.
No.
You have both.
Because I was like, for the listeners out there who won't see this, like, Josh is on camera and Paul is next to me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like having an out-of-body experience. Because you're like, I'm telling you, like, you have that, like, there's a distinct tone to your voice that's great for animation, and then obviously you do well in real life film too. So yeah.
And okay, so I need to ask you, just so that it, for any of our listeners out there who are dealing with it themselves, like, how do you deal with the stutter? Because it's like, we can hear it. It's definitely there. So, like, how do you work past that and through that, especially being in acting? So it's, is it like a mental thing that you can just kind of like do, or?
Yeah, so when you're acting, you're not using the same parts of your brain that you are when you're just speaking normally. So
interesting.
You are literally becoming someone else. So when I'm acting, I'm not stuttering because I'm not me. And I know that seems weird, but you are activating some other part of your person. I mean, yeah.
Huh.
So it does happen. I have been working on it for years and years and years. In the beginning, it was harder to keep under control. But people with stutters learn how to do things where you slide your consonants, you pause a little bit so it looks like you're thinking, but you're not thinking. You know what you want to say, but to other people, you look like you're having like a deep thought, or you're brooding or whatever. It changes it up from you getting caught on a sound or on a word and just kind of like getting stuck there forever, and then people are like, oh god, like, do I help? Do I correct him? Do I help him complete a sentence? And with me, that doesn't help me. Like, if a person tries to help me, it just sets me down this like anxiety spiral, and I need to reset myself and keep going. There's also word switching. So if I see a thing in a script that I know is going to be hard for me to say, I'll talk to the writer and I'll go, listen, can I like say this word instead of this word? It usually has the exact same meaning. It's just an easier thing for me to say. And 99% of the time they say, yeah, whatever, I don't give a fuck. And if it's a hard no, then I work my way through it. I do have a longer prep time than most people. I do a lot of vocal exercises before I go to set, and I stretch my face and I do all this stuff just so I can have a very calm and open way of existing when I'm acting. Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting that you had mentioned that you're becoming someone else, and then that's why it goes away. I would have never thought about that.
Acting.
I mean, you're clearly
Acting
successful,
talent.
you know. But I mean, it's almost like you are more intelligent because of all of like the extra brain power it takes to navigate that. You know what I mean? That's how I would say it, at least.
Sure.
Like you're on an elevated plane.
So,
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just giving you all the compliments. That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
It's like your comment section turned to life. You know
Except
what I mean?
I will never. You are not going to see my penis, and I am not going to be disrespectful.
2 thumbs way up. Well, people just have to understand that. Just be respectful, and we'll talk forever. We'll talk about whatever. You know, like. I'm fucking married too. Like, it's not a secret. Like, it's like on my like everything, and it's like I'm happily married. I'm not looking for like a some other fun time. I'm fucking good. You know. So.
People have their fantasies probably, and they're like, I could be the one that breaks through.
It breaks through. It'll be me. I'll turn
Right.
him from his family.
Yeah, at Long Island in his backyard. No, that's Boston.
Yeah, he'll move me into his house with his family.
Oh my God. Jesus.
So the last thing I want to know about is you did work with the Metropolitan Opera.
Yeah.
And so do you sing opera,
What do
or
you
was
wanna
it
know
just... Well, do you sing opera, or do you was it just acting on the stage during an opera or something, or what was that?
Yeah, so it's acting, and it's sword fighting and hand-to-hand combat, and I do a lot of picking people up over my head.
Okay.
It's like what I kind of like specialize in. There is I pick people up. I'm very strong.
Okay.
And opera singers are generally larger folks, so they need big, strong people to pick them up.
Over one's head.
Okay, so saying you
One's head.
pick people up over your head and sword fighting are not going to turn the gays away.
You know what? Lean into that. Just have a video of you with a sword, one-handed, picking some big man up over, and just being like, "Oh no, my arm is so large."
So
I don't want the gays to go away. You know, I love the fact that they're here, and also it's usually a sign that you're doing it right. You know, like what's like gays and the queer community are the tastemakers of fucking everything. So if they're here and they like me, then fuck yeah, stay. Stay around.
Not all gays, because I clearly don't have the taste.
Okay. All right. So before we go, tell everyone how they can find you, your socials, anything that they should check out, where they can find it, and stuff like that.
Sure. So my Instagram is at Josh_Schubart. You can watch my show after on IFT Network. It's a independent streaming service. You can watch The Tick on Amazon. I'm also on a show called High Maintenance. You can watch that on HBO. I think it's just called Max now, which was a really good rebrand, guys. And I'm on a couple of shows on Netflix, and you can watch the Transformation of Ben Grimm on my YouTube page. and I have another movie coming out soon. Oh my god, I almost forgot to talk about it. So it's called Doctor, and it's a comedy. I play a cop in it that gets shot, but in a funny way because it's a comedy. And that should be out, I think, soon. I know it's being pitched to be bought at the moment, so it's got it has a YouTuber in it as the lead role. He's the emotional damage guy. Like, do you know? Like, it's like emotional damage.
Stephen He.
Stephen He.
There
we go.
Yes.
Our producer just helped us.
Our producer just helped. That's what they're there for.
Oh my god! Yes,
It was on the tip of your tongue this whole time.
But thank you.
And he's Irish, and people don't know that, right? So he's Irish or Scottish, but he does this like super Asian guy fucking character for his like comedy bits. But like when you meet him, he has this Irish accent, and
so I was gonna ask. So he has a legit like. So he's like, oh yeah, that was really bad. It's like, hey Josh, how are you doing today?
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Not bad at all. I'm usually good at accents. That was not good. I do have an Irish cousin. Her name is Denise, and she's from Ireland. So I can speak that.
I've had Irish in me.
I haven't.
Oh.
I haven't. Maybe I have. I haven't known.
All right, Josh. Thank you so much for being on our podcast. We really appreciate it. Go check them out, everyone, and then keep an eye out for Dr. Doctor coming out soon. And thanks, and have a great week.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to These Unprecedented Gays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we continue exploring the ever-changing landscape of queer life. Until then, stay proud, stay fierce, and stay unprecedented.